That's right, you see the title. Why working a job I hate gives me anxiety. You see the title, that's right. Why working a job I hate gives me anxiety. Why working a job I hate gives me anxiety. Have you, as a child, let's look at this scenario, right? It's like, what is anxiety? By my definition, it's anxiousness. You're anxious about something. You just want to get it over with, right? But anxiety to me, right? It's like a sense of unfairness, if you will. It's unfair. I make it equivalent to being, let's just take this scenario, and I'm just elaborating on the feeling of anxiety. So let's take this scenario. You're a kid, you're a kid. I might go away for a little bit, but you can still hear me, right? Let's say that your mother, let's say that you've been dreaming about this ice cream bar, right? Been dreaming about it since yesterday or the day before you got that ice cream bar. You wake up the next morning and you ask your mom, Mom, can we go get ice cream? You're happy, you're excited, you're ecstatic. She says yes, right? She says yes. What happens is, she says, later on, after you're taking your shower and, gotten yourself together, we'll go out for ice cream. You and your sibling, right? So y'all go out for ice cream. You order that ice cream. You tell her what you want. You want the sprinkles, vanilla, chocolate syrup, the whole nine, banana, whatever. She gets you that ice cream. She gets your sibling whatever he or she orders, right? You take it home. You get home. Everything's going good. Everything's going perfect. And before you can eat that ice cream, your sibling smacks it out of your hand, right? Smacks it clean out of your hand or takes it and starts eating it, whichever scenario. Now, you've been dreaming about that ice cream since yesterday, the day before, knowing that you was mustering up that courage to ask your mother or your father to go and get you that ice cream. They smack it out of your hands. Now, you being a child, emotionally undeveloped, okay? Emotionally immature. Your emotions all over the place. That feeling of them right before you and they just knock it out of your hand before you it's it's that feeling right there, right? That pit in your stomach that something's unfair. It doesn't sit right with your spirit because you know it's unfair, right? Now we're going to add to that your you go back to your mother. You tell your mom what happened, and she says, "No, I'm not going to get you another ice cream. You just got to deal with it." Hmm. Wow. You just got to deal with it. Now, the true sorrow is the rejection that she won't get you another ice cream and that she won't do anything about it. She won't do anything about it. Do you know how that makes you feel as a 7-year-old? It's that pit in your stomach right before you cry. Right before you cry. Because you know it's unfair. Now imagine, just take that feeling. Imagine waking up like that every single day and going through those emotions all throughout the day while you're working. That's how I feel as an adult when I have to do things I do not want to do. And doing things I don't want to do occurs very often, every day. And you still got to put a smile on your face. You still have to act and represent yourself as a happy person because let's face it, who wants to be around a person that's depressed? Like, if you really show it, that's why people don't show it, because everyone is happy or pretending to be, right? These are the things that causes more anxiety. Pretending, it causes anxiety. Doing things you don't want to do causes anxiety. Working to pay bills causes anxiety. Why working a job that I hate causes anxiety? Let's dig in that to that much deeper, right? So I just explained the feeling of why working a job that I hate will cause, or I just explained the feeling of anxiety, that pit in your stomach when you know that something is quite unfair, something is not right, and something is not right, something is not sitting right with my spirit, right? It's not sitting right. The anxiety part, knowing that you have to do this for years on end until you hit a lick, or you know, however that happens, knowing that you have to do these things for the next 30 years of your life, it's not going to sit well with you, and it will cause anxiety. It will cause stress. It will cause depression. It will cause, maybe it drives you to do drugs, just like it did me. And that's where the trap happens. That's where it happens. Now you're dependent on something else outside of yourself. Outside of yourself. Now you have to spend money to go and get what kind of makes you normal again. You think that's fair? Now, you can try to see things from a different lens, but it's hard if something doesn't sit right with your spirit. If something doesn't sit right with your spirit, you're going to feel it. You're going to know something's wrong here. You're going to want to know why you're exerting all of your energy for someone else's gain. You're not going to think about these things as a child because you're not experiencing these things. It's just going to come over time. Your thoughts are going to change. Your outlook on life will change as you grow older. But these are things that naturally happen. Why? Because whoever designed this matrix designed it that way. Yes, you can be grateful, right? You can be grateful. There's so many things to be grateful for. You're able bodied, you have no illnesses, right? You have all of your limbs, no diseases. Everyone's going to die, but I mean, I guess you have a quality of life, right? At some point, to some extent. But at what cost do we, yes, we do have all of these things. And there's so many things to be grateful for. So many things. But when you know that someone that you have never met, never seen, you don't even know, who's actually really controlling your life. They say freedom isn't free. And I agree with that. I agree with that wholeheartedly. Freedom is not free. You got to pay for freedom. Now, what is real freedom? In my book, real freedom is time freedom. Time that you could be spending with your family, with yourself. Time freedom can eliminate your anxiety. It can eliminate it. Your stress, your depression. It can eliminate your gloomy outlook on life. But how do you achieve this? How do you achieve time freedom? How do you achieve time freedom? This is the mystery. Is it through investments? I'll say that's the path that I'm on. Maybe I need to educate myself on other things to achieve that time freedom. Maybe I have a limited knowledge of how I can achieve that time freedom. The only ways that I think of is investing your money, starting a business. You know, the cliche things they tell you, right? The cliche things they tell you. Do this, do that. Nothing is easy though. Nothing. Unless you were born into a rich family, you know. But your great grandfather had to sacrifice some things so that you can live how you want to live. What I say I will do for my kids so they won't have to go through it, in which I'm doing now. I'm building an investment account for both of them. Investing and taking and sacrificing my time and money, putting it to cryptocurrency. Why cryptocurrency? Because I've made big gains and big yields on the past. In the past, from it. I'm trying my best. I'm trying my best. I'm working two jobs, day and night, to achieve my goal of time freedom. But back to the matter at hand. Why does working a job cause me anxiety? It's that feeling of doing something you dread doing. I deliver packages for a living. I drive trucks for a living. I don't want to deliver packages in the hot, scorching sun or drive from Jersey to Maryland in the hot, scorching sun with no air condition inside the trucks. These are things that I have to do if I want to continue on my journey. They call it adulting. They say life be lifing. And just to think there's someone out there that's dying dying to be in my position. To be in my position. To even have 2 jobs. To even have the opportunity to stack and save their money without bills drowning them. Oh, what a blessing. What a blessing. If it's not bad, then it's worse. And then you get the 2 jobs. You get it. And you see how much energy it costs you on a day-to-day basis. But guess what? Some will be happy to be in your position. You hear me? Happy. Guys, I'm battling a lot mentally. There's a lot of sacrifices being made. I'm in the process of quitting drugs in the middle of everything getting tough, working 7 days a week. Like, I'm in the process of that. Everything knocks the edge off and make things easier. Get rid of the anxiety. But there's always a trade-off when it comes to drugs. It's always a trade-off. Oh, they come to collect. Drugs come to collect. You understand? Let's start off with weed. Marijuana. Start off with marijuana. What does marijuana do? Gets rid of your anxiety. It gets rid of it. But guess what? Okay, pros. Gets rid of your anxiety. And for me, I don't know about anyone else, but it increases my libido. Libido. Tomato, tomato. And it relaxes me to where I'm fully in the mood. And I'm ready for sex. What's the trade-off? The trade-off is, yes, you get munchies when you smoke weed, but you're only eating one big time. See, when I smoke weed, my weight never went up. It never went up. I stayed at 150 pounds for years. You hear what I'm saying? Years. Never went up. And it did that because I, I smoked for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You're going to eat at some point, but it's only one big time. And you know that it just takes your appetite away every time you smoke. So I stopped smoking. Let me rewind a little bit. All right, let me rewind a little bit. So the pros: libido relaxes you. That's it. Cons: keeps your weight down, burns your brain cells, makes you dumb, makes you unmotivated. You're barely going to work out. You're not motivated to work out. You're not motivated to do anything. And it makes you dumb, as I say. That's the trade off. Makes you lazy. You know? It gets tough, but you got to do something about it. Or you'll end up in the worst position that you already are. All right, man. I'm going to catch you guys on the next video. Peace.